about the past 5 years, the Bears have closed the season against the Vikings. They're set to do it again. Next on EA Sports.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in really scuffling, losers of 7 of their last 8 games.
And they've been an underachieving team, but they do have some pretty good pieces in place. Let's see if they can use some of the younger guys and make themselves better.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Jakeem Grant now to return. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Leading him out, the rookie from Ohio State at 22 years of age, it's Justin Fields.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. Fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. And out across midfield down to the 45. A big pickup there on the run.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And they can't bring him down. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 55 rushing yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
It goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to that.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 20. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things. The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Here's Cousins. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And just shedding him off there. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Marquise Goodwin, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no! And their worst fears weren't realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And a powerful stiff arm. It frees him. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play there on the catch and run. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. A first down throw for Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Here's second and a yard. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And this is caught. And the fake will work. He's going to have a first down. Now this worked, so I guess I shouldn't be nitpicking too much, but they only had a couple of inches to go. Why fake punt?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If you're going to go ahead and try and pick it up in that short of a distance, I wouldn't even gone to fake punt formation. This is like using up a big play for no reason at all. Leave your offense on the field and pick it up. But again, what were we doing? We're nitpicking, right? Because they did get it.
It worked. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And they'll get this down to the 10.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
A give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
Cousins now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This is Jakeem Grant. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Let's go! The Bears take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. Marquise Goodwin, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I tell you from our broadcast booth, because we're pretty close to the 50, we had the best view, a bird's eye view of that throw. And it was an absolute thing of beauty to watch. Never ceases to amaze me, the arm strength of these guys.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one 62 yards in the air.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Cousins' throw complete to his receiver, Thielen.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
At the 29.
A give, this is Cook. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. Let's go. And 58 is a Mike.
Cousins to throw it. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Squeeze, double. 44 is the Mike. 44 is Mike.
Now Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. They had no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. Marquise Goodwin on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession.
He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play there on the catch and run.
Justin Jefferson coming off such a sensational rookie year. He wows him again here with big yardage after the catch.
Yeah, and we see this so often. There's excellent coverage downfield, so the quarterback makes a nice decision. Just flip it out to the flat and see what the running back can do. Plenty of space to roam, and he turns it into a big play.
And looking at the next-gen stats, boy, what a play indeed. He covered better than 60 yards after that catch.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Cousins. The quick slant caught. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And this one is right through.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10.
The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
Deep ball for Goodwin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Marquise Goodwin on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bears continue to pull away here in this first half.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for this sweep back here at home. From the 29, Cousins. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And it's the Cowboys on top as they play the second quarter. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Matt Ryan has a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville, see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdowns there for Jonathan Taylor. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage, and that's exactly what he got done there.
Cousins throw complete to Thielen. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
We got this. Do that again, brother. Do it again.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
On the carry, it's Cook. Gets around him. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. Now Cook running right. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And his kick is good. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The return from his end zone is Grant. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
And really a solid group effort. I mean, the montage focuses on him, and rightfully so, but it's been a good job of a team to get this lead.
Oh, I'm with you totally on that. I love the observation. Offensive line and people having to protect him, they've really been in sync and been on point. How about the guys going out and catching the ball? Well, the receivers, the running backs, everyone is involved today. And what we're watching right now is really a beautiful team effort, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed.
There he goes, right side. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
David Montgomery with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year as the Bears push further out in front.
This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A pass there, complete to Westbrook. Oh, some strong running. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
On second down, it's Cook again.
And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Cousins now from the 50. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing, Cousins.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On second and 10, Cousins. Looking sideline, incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
On third down, Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. Lets it fly for Thielen. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw, Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. D.D. Westbrook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Now, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's got this down to the 35. 133 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brenton, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Oh, it springs free. Montgomery loses it. And the Vikings pick up the football. Down the numbers. There he goes. 30. Past the 20. And it's a defensive return for a late touchdown. So they still need somewhat of a miracle here, but at least that gets them a little bit closer. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Now the try here for the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. That one looks like he'll throw here. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is caught inside the 5. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. A huge play there for Chicago.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. A shotgun snap, Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Bears add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Santos with the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. First down, here's Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He's going to let it fly. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Here's Cousins. That's complete to Smith-Marset. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To the air again, it's Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Cousins now to throw on first down. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. KJ Osborne, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. That time a 6-play drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score. So time definitely not in their favor, down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Bears, and it appears they're going to win this game. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you? And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown! Marquise Goodwin, 43 yards. And the Bears are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game.
30. Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Cousins on first down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bears, they earn one final victory and finish the regular season at 13-4. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll limp to the finish line a bit with a final record of 5-12. And with some high picks coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way.